Starting kneeling onto your mat, we're going to bring your right leg forward into a lunge position and reach your left arm up to the sky, opening the hips. Bring your hips and body back up to neutral and then press back forward as you inhale, opening the hips and reaching your spine back towards your back foot. As you press the hips forward, try and keep a little sense of your abdominals zipping up so we're not sinking into the lower back. Bring the right leg in and change to the left leg. Inhale, we press the hips forward and reach the right arm back towards the back foot. Exhale, bring the hips and the body back up to a neutral stance. As you go forward, think of your spine lifting up to the sky so that we're not sinking into the lower back. And then bringing that left leg in, and we're coming down onto all fours for a single leg cat stretch. So as we breathe out, the right knee comes into the chest, and then it extends back behind you as you inhale. Think of the head and the foot reaching apart as you inhale, and as you exhale, scoop the belly in deep to the spine to pull the knee into the chest. Big breath out as the knee comes in, and a big breath in as you reach the leg out, and then change to the other side. As we're going through this motion with the legs, let's have a little tune into the upper body. Think of pressing down into your hands, getting a little pull up between the shoulder blades as you round the back. And then think of the shoulders gently squeezing down the back as you open the chest. Bringing that knee back down to the mat, and we're going to extend the right leg out to the side and the right arm up to the sky. Thread the right hand through between the left hand and the left knee. Big breath in as it reaches back up to the sky for our thread the needle. This one, really fill the body up with air as we breathe in, and then squeeze all the air out as you breathe out. Bringing the right hand in and bring the right leg in. Extend the left leg out to the side and the left arm up to the sky. Twist through between the right hand and the right knee, and then inhale, reach the left arm up to the sky. As the left arm reaches to the sky, push down through the right hand, and then use a big breath out as we twist through. Breathing out, twisting through. Coming back to the mat, and we're going to come all the way up to stand. All right, ladies, we are starting a jog on the spot, getting that heart rate up. If you don't feel comfortable doing a jog through the knees and ankles, you can pull it back to prance through the feet or do calf raises. If you're jogging with me, let's get those heels up, breathe in through the nose, and big breath out through the mouth. Keep focusing on that breath as we keep jogging. Not too much longer to go. Big breath in and fill the lungs up with air. And as you exhale, squeeze all that air out of the body. Keep it moving. Heart rate should be getting up now. Big breath in and big breath out. All right. We're going to come to standing now and roll down through the spine, come all the way down to the mat, back onto all fours. And from there, we're going to squeeze the right hand and the left knee together and then reach them apart. Now for this exercise, we want to try and maintain a neutral spine and stability through your pelvis. Now, the more you squeeze those limbs together, the more you're going to feel that core activation. Breathe out as we squeeze, inhale as you reach. Let's change to the other side. Exhale to squeeze the left hand and the right knee together. Inhale, reach them out. And just remember, keeping that spine nice and stable. Press down through your right hand. Have a little pull up between your shoulder blades to keep that stability across the shoulders. The more you squeeze, the more you'll feel that core activation. Almost there. Coming back down to the mat, we're going to tuck the toes under, lift the knees up off the floor and round the back at the same time. Hold that position and then lower the knees down and open the chest. Let's go again. Round the back, scoop the belly and lift the knees. We hold in this position and then slowly lower the knees and a big opening of the chest. Breathe out as we round and scoop. You should feel that heat come through the whole body as we hold this position. Big inhale as you open the chest. Press down through your hands, even down through all 10 toes. Scoop the lower belly towards your lower spine and soften the head. Squeeze the shoulders down the back as we open the chest. Great work. Big inhale. All right, from here we are coming to lying down onto your back. Bring the arms down by your sides and the feet in close to the buttocks, knees bent. Roll the hips up to the sky and then reach the arms back overhead. Lift your heels at the same time. Roll back down. Bring your arms and heels back to the mat. Roll up. Reach the arms and lift the heels. Roll down. Bring the arms down and lower the heels. Let's keep moving through that action. Breathe out as we roll down. Inhale back to the start. Breathe out as we roll up. Inhale to reach the arms overhead. As we roll up, we should feel the belly scoop to the spine and the back of your legs squeezing to hold those hips up there. Really make the most of this movement, trying to get each vertebrae in your spine to roll down to the mat and then back to your start position. Okay, ladies, you're all ready to go. Lying onto your back with the knees bent, lift both heels up and start to lift and lower your hips into your bridge. Breathe out as you lift the hips up and inhale to control the lower down. Squeezing into the muscles in the backs of your legs as you lift up. Slowly lower down. A really light tap of your pelvis to the mat. A little reminder to press back into the shoulders and reach down through the arms. Lower the heels, lift the hips up, and start mini hip drops to the right. The right hip will drop down towards the mat and then it will lift up and find center. Then we'll lift up and hold and start the left hip. Mini drop to the left and then come up and find center. Press down through your feet and reach out through your knees. Now we do a big hip drop. The right hip goes all the way down and the right butt cheek touches the mat. Come up and find center each time. You should really start to feel the base of the glutes working here and even the inner thighs. Now we go to the left. Drop the left hip. Go all the way down to the buttocks touches the mat, then lift up. Think a small shift through the knees. Lower all the way down, bring the right leg to tabletop, and lift and lower the hips for a single leg bridge. Squeezing into that left buttocks as you lift up. Slow on the way down. Breathe out to lift. Lower the right leg down. Lift the left leg to tabletop. Up into your bridge. Be mindful that the right knee is pressing straight forward and it's not going out to the side or in. Lower the left leg down. Come to lying onto your right side. Reach out through the legs. Lift both legs up, and the underneath leg is going to lift and lower. Squeeze the legs together, lower them down and lift up again for 5 small lifts. Breathe out as the legs lift up. And then think of those heels squeezing together. This should really start to work the inner thigh of the bottom leg and the muscles of the outer thigh of the top leg. We're almost there. Keep the breath flowing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Hold those legs up and then lower it down. Let's change it to the other side. Lie yourself all the way down on the left side. Reach out through the legs and lift them up. For these exercises, we want the legs just slightly in front of the hips. Each time you breathe out, get a sense of the lower belly deepening back towards the spine and the tailbone gently drawing down away from the lower back. Keep breathing through the movement. Challenge yourself to get those legs up nice and high. Remembering just those heels squeezing together rather than the big toes. Hold it up, lower it down, and then coming up from there and rest. Lying down onto your back, place your band around your feet, hands behind the head, and lift your chest up. Reaching one leg out to straighten and then bending it back in. You'll push into the band as the leg straightens. This will increase the challenge on your abdominals. Big breath out as you push. Inhale to bring the leg back in. Keep your chest up high. Aim to keep your pelvis stable the whole time. And now we take it into a toe tap with an oblique twist. The left foot is going down and we twist to the right knee. Breathe out as you twist. Inhale back to center. Swapping to the other side. Each time you press down into the band, you'll feel that challenge increase on your abdominals. Big breath out as you twist. Inhale back to center. Hold the chest up in the middle, keep tension on the band, and both legs go down and up. Toes going right down to the floor if you can. Use the breath out as you lower the legs. Breathe in to come up and keep that tension on the band. Keep breathing. Keep the band around your feet or your ankles. Bring the chest up nice and high. Hold the chest lift and reach the legs out to straighten. 5 pulses out on the band. Bring the legs in, lower the chest. And again, lift chest, push the legs out for 5 pulses out. Bring the legs in and lower. Use a little breath out each time we push onto the band. And if this is too strong with legs straight, you can always do this with the knees bent. Now taking the band down around your thighs, we lift the chest and twist towards your knee. Other leg goes out to straighten. This one we're alternating from leg to leg. Breathe out as you twist. With all of these exercises, keep finding your comfortable position with the band. Keep breathing out as you twist. Inhale to pass through center. From here, we're bringing the band back around the ankles, arms out to a letter T. Legs go across to one side, and then breathe out back to center. Keep pushing into your band the whole time so the legs are really engaged. Inhale to go across, exhale back to center. Big breath in and big breath out. Good work. Almost there. Bring the legs in and rest. Start down onto your mat lying on your left side, up on the elbow and the underneath leg bent. Top leg starts to lift and lower. Breathe out as you lift the leg up. Breathe in to control the leg down. Hold the leg up, bend it in towards the chest, and then reach the leg out away from you. Breathe in as we bend, and breathe out as you reach the leg. Each time the leg presses away from you, zip up with the lower belly towards your spine, and gently narrow the waist. Swing the leg forward, take it back, lift it up, and then swing forward again. As the leg swings forward, try and keep the pelvis the same so the swing really happens at the hip joint. Should be really starting to kick into that glute on that top leg now. Rest the leg for a moment and then bring it up for the rainbow. We tap the leg forward. It goes up in the middle and then taps towards the back of your mat. Keep breathing through this movement. You're doing a great job. Lower the leg, have a breather, lift it up and swing it forward. Hold and lift and lower the leg to finish this side off. Keep breathing. Great work. Bend the leg in and let's swap it over to the other side. Come onto the elbow, reach out through the top leg and lift and lower the leg. Feel the underneath side of your body draw up away from your mat so that you're not sinking into that underneath shoulder. Hold the leg up on the next one, bend it into the chest, and reach the leg out straight. If you did want to make this more challenging for the glutes, you could add an ankle weight on to this series. As the body starts to get a little bit more tired, keep the lift on the underneath side of your torso. Lift the leg, swing it forward, take it back, and do a little lift up. Make sure that leg stays up around your hip height and no lower. Good work. Keep it going. And breathe. Lower, have a mini rest. Bring the leg back up, swing it forward and back for the rainbow. It goes up and over each time. Try to lift the leg as high as you can in between. Take a mini rest. Bring it up, take it forward. And lift and lower the leg right down and right up. You're almost there. Keep breathing. Bend the leg in and rest. Well done. Come down onto your mat and walk the legs out into a plank position. Bend the knees and stretch the legs back into your plank. If you can, keep this movement nice and dynamic, challenging your pace. Strong through your core as you reach out into the plank. Engage the legs each time we press out to straighten. Swivel the toes towards your right shoulder, squeeze the heels together, and lift and lower the hips. And you should be slightly contracted through the left side of your waist. Moving down into the plank and lifting the hips up into the pike. Breathing in as we lift the hips, breathing out as we come down into that plank. Bring the toes back to the center and then swivel your toes towards your left shoulder. You should feel slightly more contracted on the right side of your waist now, focusing on the right obliques. Inhale to lift into the pike. Exhale to come down into a strong plank. Keep breathing through. Bring the feet back into center. Pike the hips up and stretch the right leg to the sky. Lower the leg down and find your plank. If you can, keep the leg hovering as we come into the plank. If you need to modify, take the right foot down onto the floor when you come into the plank. Inhale as you stretch the leg up. Exhale as you zip and deepen the abdominals to come down to the plank. Keep breathing through. Lower the right leg and reach your left leg up to the sky. Breathe out as you come down into the plank. Breathe in, stretch the leg up as high as you can. Try and keep your supporting leg straight the whole time. If you need to bend it though as that leg goes up to the sky, that's absolutely okay. Keep breathing. Bring the foot back down and return to your plank position. Take your body weight forward and back. If this is getting too strong on the wrists, come down onto your elbows and do the same movement. Focus on keeping your core strong. Shoulders engaged down the back. Bring the legs in underneath you, and we're coming around to sitting onto your buttocks with the legs out straight. Legs are mat width apart, and we stretch the spine forward. Reach out towards the sky, and then stack back up tall. Inhale, reach out. Stretch back over towards the legs and stack back up tall. As we reach over to the legs, try and scoop your belly. If this position is feeling really tight on your hamstrings, try sitting on a pillow or roll your mat up underneath your hips. Breathe out as you roll forward. Breathe in to reach out through the spine. Breathe out, roll down and grab a hold of your ankles. Breathe and stretch. And then stack back up tall. Reach the hands back behind you. Lift the hips up into our back support. And then scoop the belly and pull your hips all the way back and through between your hands. If you can, you get the legs all the way to straighten. If not, it doesn't matter at all. Just get the hips back as far as you can. Make your focus on pulling the hips back from the abdominals and then lift the hips up from the backs of the legs. You're doing really well. Almost there. And come down and rest. Come down onto your side, pressing into your left hand and into the knees. Lift the hips up. Squeeze the heels together as you open your top knee up to the sky, holding that side support on the underneath side. And then we lower the hips down, come back up, and do another 5 knee openings. Keep squeezing the heels together, lower the hips, and then lift up again. Push down into your underneath hand and reach out through the top hand. Come all the way down now onto the elbow. Keep your underneath leg bent, top leg straight. Lift the hips and then lift the top leg. Lowering the hips in between. Lift the hips and lift the top leg. Keep breathing through. Now we take both legs to straighten if you can, and we start to rotate the torso through towards your back foot. The hips can lift up and then come back through into that side plank. If this is too strong, feel free to bend your underneath leg and keep the underneath knee down the whole time. Big breath out to twist and then come back through. Now come to lying all the way down on your side and kick the top leg forward and back. This one we really want to work on your flexibility and your range through the hip. Breathe out as we kick the leg forward. Inhale to reach the leg back behind you. Lifting through the underneath side of your waist. Almost there. Reach the leg back behind you and grab a hold of your shin and take the leg into a quadricep stretch. Bring it in and let's take it all onto the other side. Up onto the hand first, 2 knees bent. Lift and hold, and knee open and closes for the clam. Slowly lower the hips and lift back up and repeat that again. Keep your heels squeezing together. Using the deep rotators in the hips to open and close the knee. Keep breathing. Slow lower and then come down onto your elbow. Underneath knee bent and top leg straight. Lift the hips and then lift the top leg. Be mindful of collapsing into the underneath shoulder. Try and feel your body lifting up and away from that underneath elbow. From here, if you can, take both legs to straighten, and now let's twist through to the back foot. Big breath out as you twist through. Inhale to come back into the side plank. If you need, you can always lower the underneath knee back to where it was. Coming all the way down, rest the head onto the hand. And now we kick the top leg forward and reach it back. As the leg kicks forward, let's use the breath out, work on that hamstring flexibility. As it reaches back behind you, breathe in and stretch the front of the hip open, squeezing into the back of the leg. Almost there. Keep breathing. And then pull the leg in behind you and take it into a quadricep stretch. One more big breath, and then release the leg and rest. Come down onto the mat, lying onto your stomach. Place the hands in front of you in a diamond shape with your index fingers and your thumbs. Press into that diamond as you inhale and lift the chest. Exhale, lower the chest down. Keep the elbows on the mat and really focus on your upper back doing the extension. Extending out through the crown of the head. We're going to bring the hands in now and glue them to the forehead. Lift the arms, the chest, and the legs up as we breathe in. Exhale, everything lowers back down. If you feel like you need more support around your lower back, try using the breath out as you lift up. And think of going long with the body rather than high. Reach out through the arms, lift the chest, and start to swim with opposite arm and opposite leg. If you can, keep the chest up the whole time. Really lightly touching down with the arms and legs. Keep challenging the height of your legs, the height of your arms, whilst keeping the pelvis still. Lower everything down and press yourself back into a rest position. Grab your dumbbells and come around sitting onto your buttocks. Now we're going to sit forward and reach the arms out, roll back, and start bicep curls in our roll back. You can do this holding onto hand weights. Flip the palms and lower and lift the arms. Flip the palms back into the bicep curls. Breathing out each time we curl the arms in. Flip the palms down and pulse the arms all the way down, all the way up. Back into the bicep curls. Deepen the scoop of the belly. Turn the palms down and lift and lower those arms. You can always add more weight into the hands if you need to challenge the shoulders and the arms, or less weight if it's too challenging. Roll it forward, stack up tall. Roll it back, reach the arms out in front, and alternate a rotation from side to side. Come back up. Roll it down, rotate to the right for 2, to the left for 2. Roll it back up, stack up tall. This time we roll back and we do 3 to the right. The hips stay nice and stable, the feet stay down. Roll it back, 3 to the left. Bring it all the way in, place your weights down. Bring the hands back behind you, fingertips pointing towards the heels. Lift the buttocks and come into a tricep bend. The hips lower as we bend the elbows and the hips lift up as we straighten the arms. Keep breathing here. Inhale as we lower, exhale as we lift up. We're almost there. Keep going. Breathing out to lift. Great work. Lower the hips and rest. Starting standing up, band around your ankles. Resting your weight into your right leg, bending the knees, left leg goes in and out to the side. Lightly touching the toes out to the side and in. Keep that supporting leg nice and stable. Now we take the leg back behind you. Let's breathe out as we reach the leg back. Breathe in to control the leg back in. Keep that supporting leg steady like a rock. Coming up to stand, bend the legs back in, and now we combine those 2 movements together, still on that same supporting leg. Toe touch out to the side and then back behind you. Back out to the side and back behind you. Keep breathing through and stay low in that knee bend. Coming up to stand, we bring the band up around your thighs, legs out a little wider. Start with a lateral lunge, step it in to a squat jump. Lateral lunge, step it in, and squat jump. Keep breathing through this movement. Get down low in the lateral lunge and in the squat. Use the breath as you jump. If you need to modify this, do this one without the band. Bring the band back around the ankles, and let's start all of that on the other side. Skater toe touches to the side. If you're finding this challenging on your balance, feel free to hold onto a chair or a kitchen bench, If you want to challenge your balance more, do this with no shoes on. All right, keep breathing. Let's take it into the combination next. Get low in the supporting leg. And stay stable on that supporting leg. Think of your knee pointing straight forward. You're almost there, you can do it. Good work. Now we bring the band up and we take it into the lateral lunge squat jump on the other side. Get a big step out into that lateral lunge. And then get down low into the squat before you take off for that jump. Keep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Big breaths. We're almost there. You're doing really well. Keep going. And rest. Come down to lying onto your mat. Bring the legs up to tabletop and reach the arms overhead. Roll the chest all the way up until we're in a teaser position. Roll back and reach the arms. If you need to, you can grab a hold of the back of the thighs as you roll up to help lift the chest. But try and keep the abdominals deepening back towards your spine. So we're really focused on using the abdominals to lift and lower you to the mat. Bring the arms down and now lift the hips up, stretch the legs, bend them and roll back down. Lift the hips, stretch the legs, bend the legs and roll down. Check in with your shoulders and see if you can press them back into the mat. Reach down through your arms. Scoop the belly as you straighten the legs. Control the roll down. Bring the hands around behind the head and now start to move into our crisscross, changing the torso from side to side. Legs reaching in and out. Think of the rib twisting right up towards the knee. Using the breath out to twist. Great work. You're almost there. Keep breathing and hug those legs in. All right, rock up and come onto your forearms into a plank position. We're going to alternate from side to side through the middle plank. If you need to, you can slow this down and bend your underneath knee each time we come through to give yourself more support. Open the chest right up each time you twist through and reach out through those legs. Come up onto the hands, jump the legs into the hands, stand up tall. Rock back and come all the way up to stand. And again, sit down towards the mat, rock back, push into your feet, and come up to stand. To modify this as you stand up, cross your ankles over one another and use the cross of the feet to help pull you up to stand. If that still doesn't feel comfortable, sit onto your buttocks and practice your roll back. Coming down into your plank position, we're going to pike the hips up to the sky, come back to the plank, through a tricep lower, into our cobra, lift the hips up back into the pike. Keep flowing through this movement, lifting the chest up into the cobra, stretching the back of the legs in the pike. Slowly lower down through the tricep push-up. To challenge this more, you can keep the knees and hips off the ground as we move through into the cobra. To modify, lower the knees down first, then move through the tricep push-up. Keep breathing here, step the feet in and roll all the way up to stand and rest.